Hello, Tony Books and Vilas here, and I am at my personal training studio, The Body House, here on Staten Island. And we're going to be doing a demonstration for the exercises associated with day 5 of the 7-day Firestorm. So we're going to be doing 5 exercises. The anterior reach, we're going to do med ball twist, then I'm going to do an example of what an all-out burst and aerobic activity would be. And then I'm going to perform the rotational pull and then alternate dumbbell curls. Okay, so the thing to think about is that each one of these exercises, when put into a combination, Phil is referring to them as a rev. Rev can be for a revolution, which means every time that you do exercises 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but also because of the way the exercise is programmed, it revs up the metabolism, especially in the center. So think about it as revving everything up, making sure that metabolism is fired up to get you the best results that you possibly can. Now, in the program, it's been indicated that depending upon what level you are is going to determine how long the exercise will be performed in the minute. Some will perform it for the full minute, some will perform for a portion of the minute, and then divide the remaining part up into rest. So whatever is appropriate for you, that's what you need to follow. After you've done the exercises, we also recommend that you perform aerobic exercise with some bursts and sprints, followed by a cool down. All right, and that's all explained in the handout. So I'm going to demonstrate the exercises. Now, in normal circumstances, I consider myself a thoroughbred, even at 52, that's right, I consider myself a thoroughbred. So I would be doing the exercises for a minute and transition into the other part directly. But for the purposes of just demonstrating, I'm going to do it for 45 seconds. I'm going to use the clock on my wall to make sure that I am being true to the time, right? So I'm going to start out with the anterior reach. Let me get my dumbbell set up right here. Start the clock, and I'm off. So the anterior reach, as I demonstrated in the previous video, is you are bending forward here, leg is out, standing up to upright, knee goes forward, and then lateral raise. I'm going to do it without putting the foot down. So once again, back forward, leg, lean forward, back, leg back, into the upright position, lateral raise, and then back. I'm going to do it in this direction now too. So I'm leaning forward, right, then standing upright, foot remains up, knee remains forward, and then into that Karate Kid stance is what I like to call it. So next one is going to be med ball rotation with lunge. So here I go. Stepping forward, rear knee goes down as I rotate into the knee that goes forward. So I'm rotating, stepping forward, dropping the hips, and then rotating into the knee that goes forward. Another angle. So here I go, dropping that rear knee down as I step forward, bend the knee, rotating into the knee that goes forward. So I'm inhaling down, exhaling as I come up. Inhaling down, exhaling as I come up. And then I'll transition into the aerobic part now. So next, we are transitioning into aerobic activity. So within the context of this minute, once again, you have to follow what has been detailed in the handout. For the sake of the handout, for what I'm doing, again, I'm doing a 45-second interval. What I would do would be some aerobic activity. I'm using the Airdyne, which I think is the absolute best machine for this. That and the Exciser. And at 12 seconds, I'm going all out burst as fast as I can go, which is going to elevate the heart rate. So that gives you an example of how fast you would need to go. And I'll transition into the next exercise. Next, I'm going to transition into the rotational pull. So I'm starting with the split stance. I'm going to hold the band, and I'm going to rotate the torso and reach towards the opposite side. So it's a circular movement. Exhale, inhale, inhale, and exhale. So I'm gonna do a few repetitions this way, probably 8. And then I'm gonna turn around and rotate to the opposite side. So I wanna do both sides. So once again, just rotate, out, pull. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Let's assume that's 7 and 8. I'm gonna rotate back to the other side. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Very nice. So without a break, because I'm doing the thoroughbred way, I'm going to do alternate curl. So, out. I'm going to exhale every time I bring the dumbbells up, inhale down. So the transition is going from that rev to a rotational movement, and now to a muscle isolation. So with the breathing is very important. Also, engaging the core is very important, which is one of the reasons why you want to come up one at a time and do it in a controlled manner. So once again, if I was doing my regular thoroughbred routine, I would do a full minute. But for demonstration purposes, I'm only doing 45. So exhale, inhale, exhale. All right. So that means I would have completed 1 rev. I'm going to stop the clock here. So after you've done whatever amount of revs is appropriate for you, then once again, as I said earlier, you would transition to the aerobic exercise, which would be performing the aerobic exercise at whatever pace is appropriate. And then you would include some sprints and some bursts, and you would go from there to transitioning to slowing down the pace and cooling down to get that heart rate under 90 beats per minute. So once again, this is day 5. Keep going. I enjoyed my workout. I hope you enjoy doing it as well. And remember, if you keep focused, do everything you're supposed to do, including the nutritional part, you will be amazed at what level of results that you'll be able to obtain. So once again, this is Tony Books Aviles here in my personal training studio, the Body House here on Staten Island. And always remember, be phenomenal.